What's up, Magic fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Orlando Magic HQ podcast, brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network. We're your hosts, Al, myself, Anthony. Today is Friday, December 5th, and the Magic, unfortunately, taking what seems like their first loss in a pretty long while against a undermanned San Antonio Spurs. And Al and I, we're going to be breaking that down here in the next few minutes. But before we get into today's episode, just a quick word from our sponsors, Underdog. It's that time of year again. The NFL is rolling, the NBA is back, and our friends over at Underdog have you covered for all the action. If you're new to Underdog, now's the perfect time to check it out. Use code MAGICHQ and you'll get the $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 entry, win or lose. We recently partnered with Underdog, and trust me, this is by far their best offer that they've dropped, and you don't want to miss it. Here's how it works. Just pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats or projections, and you're in the game with a shot to win up to 5,000 times your money. You can even mix across sports, build that NBA plus NFL combo, and make your weekend entries a little more fun. Play now in most states, including Florida, California, and Texas. So remember, when you sign up, use code MAGICHQ to grab that $100 in bonus entries. Play responsibly, have fun, and let's make some winning entries together. Al, so obviously the Magic get some really, really good news today. Paolo Banchero have been upgraded to questionable for Friday's game against the Miami Heat. We did hear a quick post interview that he had today where he said some words that didn't give me a whole lot of confidence that definitively he was going to play. Obviously, he's listed as questionable and not fully active. But for a team that struggled against the San Antonio Spurs that was without Castle, that was without Victor Wembanyama, obviously being spearheaded by Darren Fox, still nonetheless losing against an undermanned team like the Spurs at home. Does it make you feel good knowing that Paolo Banchero, we're getting some reinforcements back? Even though the talk of the town has been that the Magic have been playing extremely well without Paolo Banchero.
I mean, it's definitely not news to any of us. The Magic have been doing a great job. They've been playing really well without Paolo. But let's be serious here. We want to see Paolo back. Like I've been on the side of, hey, where's Paolo for the last 3-4 games? I expected him to miss 4 or 5 games maybe with this injury, and it's turned out to be 10 now. So I'm ready to see him back on the court, man. We want to see this team healthy last season so badly. And by that I mean Jaylen, Franz, and Paolo. And once again, unfortunately, Paulo goes down early in the season. So we haven't been able to see the full team just yet. Yes, they're playing better. That's been fun to watch for the past 3 weeks. But man, I'm ready to see Paulo back on the court. What they can look now with a healthy Paulo, Bane playing the way that he is lately, which we'll talk about later. Franz playing really well, Suggs playing really well. Like that's what we as Magic fans wanted to see heading into the season. So yes, we'll be playing well, but let's not fool each other. Like let's be honest, we want to see Paulo back on the court and helping this team out.
Yeah, the honeymoon is over, right? Obviously with the Magic winning a lot and kind of turning the season around, and doing it without Paolo, obviously you're gonna have questions that arise. Like this team playing better without Paolo is concerning. But at the end of the day, Paolo Banchero is your franchise. He's your cornerstone. You love everything that you've seen with Franz. You love everything that you've seen with Jaylen Suggs, and obviously Desmond Bane becoming the player that we traded for first round picks for. Now you get a chance to incorporate Paolo Banchero in that mix. You love what you've gotten from Anthony Black. You love what you've gotten from some other bench pieces, but let's not kid ourselves. This team needs Paolo Banchero. And what you love about Paulo is that he is a hooper, man, and he's itching to come back and he's itching to be a part of it. If you don't think that he is bothered a little bit, or he's not questioning a little bit about his value to this team, you're crazy. It's just human nature, right? So now he has the opportunity to show everyone that he's Paolo Banchero, man. He's getting paid the money for the reason. He's the first round pick for the reason. He's who he is, and I think that we're going to see a different type of player, and that to me, that's what I'm most excited about. And when you think about our matchup against Miami, and obviously we're going to be seeing them again really soon for the Cub game. Do you see there being benefits of Paulo maybe not playing against the Miami Heat just yet?
I think so. I think you kind of play your cards, right? You kind of hide that card and saying, "Hey, what will it look like with Paulo on the court?" Hey, guess we'll find out on Tuesday when we see each other again on the NBA Cup game. But I'm of the belief, man, that he needs a few games to prepare himself for that big matchup. So I would want to see him tomorrow, even if it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes, kind of get him out there, get him, some reps against the Knicks on Sunday. Now you kind of run him a little bit more, 25, 30 minutes. And hopefully by that Sunday game, then he's fully ready to go. So I think if we see him tonight against the Heat, I still think that we're not going to see a full blown, 35 minutes out of Paolo Banchero. It's going to be slowly, gradually brought back into his normal minutes. So yes, I can see the benefit of kind of sitting him out one more game. It's that way that he don't kind of see what our game plan is going to be against them on Tuesday. However, I do believe he needs to be out there and getting some reps immediately. Now, a part of me still believes that we see him one more day. I don't know why I always circled the next game as the time that we bring him back. He got hurt at MSG. We bring him back at MSG. That's kind of my mindset there. But hopefully I'm wrong because I would love to see him tonight against the Heat. But what about you? Do you think we see him one more night, or do you think that we should play him to get him some reps?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of benefit. And at the end of the day, it's really all depends on how much value you put into the Cup game, right? The players obviously they get a little bit of a bonus incentive. The final Cup game it doesn't impact the record, but the team gets a nice little banner that hopefully if we do win, we don't put up because I to me that's still a little cringeworthy, but yeah, there's a lot of benefit to him playing, also a lot of benefit to him not playing just yet from a strategic standpoint against the Miami Heat. I just want him on the court. So even if it's just a little bit, just to kind of get his feet wet and get accustomed, because conditioning is obviously going to take a toll, and it's going to take him a little bit to kind of get back into the motion. So if he's ready to go, at least a little bit, I'll take a little bit of Paulo Banchero because you want to see him out there now with the new look Magic, I would say, because now we're really rolling. What you're hoping is that Paulo Banchero doesn't take away that he contributes to, right? So you're still hoping for Franz to be as aggressive as he has. You're still hoping that Desmond Bain, maybe not 37 points per game, Desmond Bain, but you're still hoping that Desmond still impact the game offensively the way that he has been. Just in regards to the numbers for the Magic currently sitting fifth in the East, now holding a record of 13-9, averaging about 119.2 points per game. That's seventh best in the NBA. And we hold eighth in the NBA in our defensive rating at 112.2. Magic still struggling, not the greatest team yet in 3-point shooting at 28th in the NBA, averaging about 11.1 3-point made shots a game and averaging about 32.5 in attempts. That's 26th best in the NBA. Magic doing well when it comes to free throws attempts and free throw made. We are leading the NBA there. And then we hold a 14.6 turnover rating. That's 12th in the NBA. So when you take a look at kind of where the Magic are now, what are some of the things that you want the Magic to continue to work at? Like we always knew from the beginning of the season, you just adding Desmond Bain and then you just adding Tyus Jones was not going to be enough to be able to turn the Orlando Magic 3-point shooting around. So what is it that you're hoping to see when it comes to with the Magic? Because the story has been early on, the Magic are playing faster. Are offensively, we're scoring the ball more, but defense have kind of took a toll. But now we're getting to a point where we're kind of balancing that a little bit, but still 3-point shooting is a problem.
What's impressive is you think about 3-point shooting being as bad as it is. The fact that the Magic currently are ninth in the NBA in offensive rating, man, like we've been so bad for the past 7 to 8 years. that even though we're struggling so bad to shoot the 3-point ball, we're still ninth in the NBA in offensive rating. So if we can some way, somehow find a solution to our 3-point shooting woes, whether that is, in my opinion, with Paolo coming back, I would want to see Bane be more of a shooter. We've been using him a lot as a slasher because we've had to. We need offense any way that we can right now. But with Paolo coming back, man, I still believe that Bane should be taking 7 to 8 3-point shots a game easily. Tyus Jones, we haven't seen still a good version of him. He's got maybe one, two good games in this stretch without Paulo, but still not consistent enough. So the question then becomes, do you find maybe a solution there by playing Jace Richardson over him, who's proven that he can shoot the ball well? He's been scoring the ball well in the limited minutes that he's played. Maybe that will help with the 3-point shooting woes there. But my solution still remains, you got to maybe make a trade some way, somehow, where you add more shooting to the bench. Also kind of strange. Jet Howard had a few good games a few weeks ago, shot the ball well. We haven't seen him since then. It's like, what happened here? So the 3-point shooting is a glaring issue with this team still. That has to be resolved, whether it is here in December when the trade season opens or at the trade deadline. But they got to add some reinforcements there, man, because in the playoffs, that's going to come back to bite us in the butt. Like, you cannot shoot, be one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league and hope to make a push in the playoffs and make it deep into the playoffs. But what I do like is the turnovers. It's gone down significantly. We're now 12th in the NBA. We were really bad last time that you and I recorded. We were like, I think, 22nd in the league, one of the worst teams in turnovers. So that's gotten better. But offensively, man, very, very impressed there. The defense is back. So we are looking like a really, really solid team in the NBA right now, man. Like in the East, we're one of the few teams that has a net rating in both offensive and defensive net rating in the top 10. That says really good things about your team. With Paolo coming back, again, hopefully we remain healthy. Mo Wagner's around the corner. It's only going to get better from here. So it's going to get better, but we have to find a way, man, to fix our 3-point shooting woes because that, in my opinion, is what's holding us back a little bit right now.
Yeah, and I think that that's the exciting part when you have a player like Mo Wagner. You know, coming close from what it seems like he's coming close to his return. He's such a big part of our second unit, and a big part of our team and our identity. The fact that he's coming close to coming back, I think, is going to be massive because we play a little different with him. We play with a little more edginess, which I think is great. But yeah, man, if we can find a way to at least I'm not expecting for us to be top 10 in the NBA in 3-point shooting, but can we crack the top 20 like that? That would be nice. And it's gonna take everyone. Like everyone just has to get comfortable with shooting because if we're still 26 in the NBA, that's just in attempts. That's not even in 3-point shooting made. We just need to up our attempts. And obviously, I expected that a little bit just because even with the fast pace of the game, the Magic are looking to run, and by you running, you're obviously going to limit those opportunities of you shooting from the 3-point line. But you're seeing some really good positives from Anthony Black. Yeah, man, Jace Richardson. Every single time that he gets put in the game, he's impacting the game. He's not a type of player where you don't even feel or notice that he's there. He is making his presence known. He's driving to the basket. He's hitting open threes. He's making good plays. You're hoping that we can see more of Jace Richardson, which is a tough ask because as a rookie, it's just hard. It's just hard for most to kind of rely on a rookie to play as much as you would want him to play. But he's shown really good minutes. Noah Penda has shown really great minutes as well. And then it's just a reminder of how deep this team could really be. When we talk about a player like Jaylen Suggs, who struggled a little bit against the Spurs, there's been some moments where you kind of question some of his decision making at times during the games. Jaylen Suggs obviously plays at a certain level. Do you feel like it's like Jaylen has to dial it back a little bit?
I mean, we've been saying this for a few years now. Number one, for injury purposes, okay, dial it down so you don't get hurt. But number two, there's just sometimes, man, where as a point guard of this team, you got to have control of the ball and you have to know what you're doing. You have to make the right decision. And I feel like at times he's going 120 miles per hour and he just does not know how to slow it down. Perfect example last night against the Spurs. He gets a steal, great defensive effort. He goes. by himself and tries to lay it up on an attempt that was not needed. We're right there. We're about to take the lead. Franz is running with him. He could easily slow it down, run the offense, get a better shot. He goes for it. Now, questionable call. Was he fouled? Maybe. Was he not? Maybe. But the point is, you're the point guard. You got the steal. You got the job done. The game is on the line. You got to make a better decision there. Don't force a bad shot. Ideally, you get fouled there if you don't make the layup. Great. The call was not made. But then the question becomes, should Franz have been the one you hand the ball to and finish that layup? Also fouling quite a lot, man. Like so many dumb, silly fouls that he's been, committing lately that I'm like, what is happening here? Last night he fouled out. And because of that, we didn't have him in the final stretch of the game. And he was our best scorer last night. So we needed him out there to help us, score the ball. But doesn't take away from the fact that he does have moments in games, big games, that he just makes some silly decisions. And I think that as a point guard, again, you have to clean that up. But outside of that, man, he's been having a great year. He's been healthy, struggling to shoot the ball a little bit as of late. I think he's shooting now 33% from the field, so it's gone down significantly. He started the season, I think, 44%. That's another thing too, the 3-point attempts. He has to kind of make better decisions there. Like, what's a good shot? What's one that I can maybe pass it around and look for a better look? But outside of that, man, he's having a great season. I love the fact that he's healthy. Defensively, we know what he brings to the table. The energy, you cannot replace it. But yes, as the point guard of this team, you got to take it down a notch or two, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, I can see why people will want that from Jalen Suggs. My only concern with that is it is so much harder to have to ask a player to turn it up than it is to ask a player to turn it down. And I feel like Jalen Suggs, he's at his best when he's turned all the way up. Defensively, offensively, how passionate he is. So that would be my only concern. Jalen Suggs, he's got to play his game, but that also comes with being able to slow it down in certain moments and make the right read, make the right pass, and not push it too much. But also there are times when he does the opposite of that, and he puts us in a good position for us to be able to push the game forward and close out games. My biggest thing with this team is that there's been too many times where we come out flat in the first half, and we're always fighting our way back in the third and end of the fourth quarter, very similar to the San Antonio Spurs game. So I would love for us to be able to fully play a solid start to finish game where you're able to see the Magic dominate more so than anything. So that would be my only complaint. Jalen Suggs, I wouldn't ask him to turn it down because it's just a player like that has to be able to play at his full strength. And Jalen Suggs can get a little crazy at times, but that's kind of what you like from Jalen Suggs.
I think that the only issue with that is, again, you're the starting point guard. E- that comes with time, maturity, right? He has to mature a little bit more in those key moments, right? Again, whether it's a random foul, a random shot attempt, and there's been a few of those. Again, I cannot pinpoint exactly where they happened, but I know watching the games recently, whether it is a quick 3-point shot that, again, in a fast break that you're like, wait, we didn't need that with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now it's trying to come back into the game. Again, that layup attempt against the Spurs. But in reality, we know Jalen Suggs is the heart of this team, and you want him to play his game. I just think that he needs a little more maturing, a little more, and that will come with time. The game has to slow down a little bit for him as a point guard. I think as a player in general, he's fine. But as a point guard, when you're given the ball and said, hey, here's the ball, game's on the line, what decision do I make? Do I give it to Paolo? Do I give it to Franz? Or take this quick 3-pointer? That's what he needs to click for him a little bit more. And that will come with experience. I'm certain of that. And again, having Paolo back there is going to help too. Once Paolo's back, the ball is going to be less in his hands as a point guard. It's going to be more in Paolo, Franz, and even Bain a little more. So it's only going to get better from here. But he's been doing a great job in this run. Once again, Paolo and Franz together, some way, somehow. When Paolo goes out with in an injury, Suggs and Franz find a way to make a run. 7-3 record without Paolo in 10 games. That's impressive. Again, we haven't had the lightest schedule either, so they got it done without him against some good opponents. It's impressive.
Yeah, and upcoming, the Magic have obviously tonight against the Miami Heat, Sunday against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden, and then Tuesday against the Miami Heat again, where we take off and fight for the NBA Cup quarterfinals. So when you look at these big games that we have ahead of us, what are we looking at? What are your predictions when it comes to facing off against our in-state rivals and the Knicks that love playing against us so much as they do?
Man, it's a tough schedule, like I said before. Miami, New York, 2 teams that are right above us in the standings right now. So if we have a good week here coming up, we might easily be the 3rd seed in the East if we can put together a nice run with Paolo back and we can stay healthy. Tough games, like I said. Miami's on a run; they're playing really well as of late. The Knicks, we've beaten them twice already, so they're gonna want to get a game back against us. And they're playing at home on Sunday, early game. I think it's at 12 o'clock. Man, you just hope that Paolo comes back and he fits into what we're doing. The faster pace, the ball movement, and he can help us out, man, because we need the help. I mean, we need Paulo to be back, to be healthy, and to give us what he always does: scoring, a leadership presence, and to lead our team, man. He's a franchise player. So we need him back out there and producing. But defensively, this again are good teams. We gotta, number one, defend really, really well. And I'm going to say against these teams, you cannot force the fast break. At times, it seems like we're forcing the fast break just to play fast. We got to play composed. We got to play our game, let it come to us. If there's a steal, a block, a quick rebound, yeah, go for it. But don't force it because these teams will make you pay. Predictions wise, if you can go 2-1 in this next 3 games, ideally you win that Tuesday game against Miami, the Cup game, and we make it to Vegas. That would be a huge accomplishment for this team. Um, but that Friday and Sunday game, if you can go 1-1 and then you beat Miami on Tuesday, I'll be happy with that. What about you?
Yeah, I got the Magic going 3-0. I think that you look at Miami, 4th seed in the East, Knicks, 2nd seed in the East. We really don't know where, obviously there's still a lot of basketball to play this season. We don't know where these teams are going to land in terms of, final standing. The Knicks have already been punched down to the ground. I absolutely love reading all the fanfare that we've received from the Knicks fan base after we beat them down recently. And they're already hurting when it comes to playing against the Orlando Magic. I want us to continue that, but the Magic need to come out and they need to send a message, especially with, again, as you said, these 2 teams that are higher in the standings. This will give us an opportunity to kind of edge us and move us up in those standings. The Knicks holding a 14-7 record, Miami Heat 14-8, and obviously the Magic holding a 13-9. So the Magic have a really good opportunity to move up, man. I take a look at a team like the Pistons, who's holding the number 1 seed, and I'll be lying to you if there's not a little bit of jealousy there. That should be the Orlando Magic. The Magic should be the number 1 team in the East. Those were the expectations, especially with the East being wide open. And you got teams like the Raptors who are playing extremely good. These are the positions that the Magic should be in. Still early in the season. We're only a quarter of the season down. But a lot of great opportunity in front of us. You lose against the Spurs at home, which is unfortunate. Now it's time to make up ground and make up games for that. And you hope that with Paolo Banchero coming back, the Magic are able to do just that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge. I think you got to make up for that loss against the Spurs. I really wanted that game again. They were going to play us hard. I knew that, but man, De'Aaron Fox, he always has a way about him to just come to Orlando and whoever he's playing for, Sacramento, the Spurs, he just wins games in Orlando for whatever reason. So I knew that was coming. But I just want to see two-man Desmond Bain be himself, even though Paulo's coming back. I've loved the fact that he has been, in this run ever since he hit that game winner. He's been on a run, and I think that we want to see that continue with Paulo being back. He's now up to 19 points per game in the season, which is what he normally averages with the Grizzlies. You want to see that continue. Now it's going to be tough. Again, you got to pass the ball around some more now with Paulo being back, but I want him to be aggressive, and like I said earlier, I want to see him be more of a three-point shooting threat rather than a guy that goes to the basket every single time that he's out there. So that'll be fun to see. And AB, man, AB has to continue to be big for us. He has been on a crazy run lately. I've been saying it on Twitter a lot. AB has arrived. Like this kid is just moving different this season. So if he can keep that up, Bain becomes a shooter that we know that he can be. And Paulo's back, and again, Mo's around the corner. It should be an exciting December for us, man. I wonder where we'll be at the end of December in the standings. I think right now, if we can some way somehow crack top 4 in the East by the end of December, I'll be happy with that, man, because we've dealt with a lot. Paulo being hurt, we've dealt with Tyus Jones not being himself, Bain starting the season kind of slow. Now we hopefully have Mo Wagner back, Paolo's back. We're now in the top 4 in the East, heading into the second half of the season. That'll be exciting. So I'm ready for this run, man. It's gonna be a fun weekend of basketball, and hopefully, again, if you're a Magic fan listening to this today, and you can make it out to that game on Tuesday at home, be there because this team. It's gonna be a fun game against the Heat. You know that there'll be a lot of Heat fans in there, but it's fun, man, to have a meaningful game in December. Like you don't get to see that very often. And again, to make it to Vegas will be fun for this team. So be there if you can. But it should be a fun weekend of basketball for Magic fans.
Yeah, and honestly, truthfully, I feel like this team plays better when there's a bigger presence from the opposing teams in our arenas. I feel like the
True.
team plays with a little more edginess. You've seen the times where Jaylen Suggs is waving at the the fans from the other teams walking back to their cars early. So there's definitely a level of edginess to it. So we can use some of that as our superpower. But yeah, man, really big basketball games for the Orlando Magic. A lot of opportunity to stamp a message and kind of show these teams, man, that the Magic have turned it around. We're here to stay. We're a problem, and you hope that Paolo Banchero can find a way to make the madness work with his level of play and how we've been playing. So a lot of exciting things to see, a lot of storylines that I'm sure that we'll get from these next 3 games. And a lot of exciting basketball. On that note, it is a wrap. I appreciate everyone for listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.